Hello. Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm gonna shut off my music,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna copy your student ID number.
Yes.
And I'm gonna sign you in. Um, this is for TESL 343, right?
Yes.
Same assignment.
Yeah, same. Yes. Yeah. It's the term paper. Yes.
Okay. Um, which term paper exactly are you working on right now?
I'm doing revision and starting on the part 4.
Are you still revising part 3?
I so-called got the grade, and the professor told me to do some revision on it, and then I'm gonna start the part 4.
Okay. What okay, so what do you want to do first?
So-called the part the professor said was not good was the last part of it, where the I have the instructions.
Okay, let's have a look.
Yeah. So-called he said this part was seem more like for the teacher than the student for the one I have here. This is the second. The first one was okay. And the last part of the first part was okay. It's just the last two part of it.
This one right here, the part that says student instructions.
Yeah, this part, so-called the assessment 1 was okay. It's just the assessment 2 and 3. He said the last two parts. It was he said it was more for the teacher than the student for these. What I have here.
Did he, did he,
That's the only feedback.
can I look at it?
Yeah.
excited. Is this the first part that he has the feedback on?
Yeah, this is the feedback, and then down here about turning it in late, and then make sure I turn in the next two parts earn on time.
Let me have a look at this. So this says not addressed to students and not complete across all assessments. Should adjust before part 4. Notice that the last two are really assessor instructions and be moved to part 4. These two are really assessor instructions. So what does he mean by the last two?
I think he meant by because it's the student instructions part. The last two for me was the assessment 2 and 3 for me. That's what I thought the last two meant because
Wait,
that's the only last.
like
Yes. Yes.
this looks like the
Yes.
assignment instruction sheet.
This might the grades the little word he graded
Yeah,
me
this
on.
the instruction sheet. I wanna see the feedback sheet.
This is my feedback. My feedback was on the sheet.
On the instruction sheet.
This was my feedback. The little blue stuff
but
is
this is
my
the
feedback.
instruction sheet. Is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know, but this is my feedback. Those little blue dots and stuff, those little blue text and the little highlight here. This was my
Okay, so
feedback for my
what I'm
paper.
talking about is that after every time we submit a step of the final project or the term paper project, what he does is he types some feedback directly onto the paper that you typed.
Yeah, but he didn't. This is the only thing he gave me back. Was this?
Are you sure?
Yeah, this is the only thing. And then the so-called the next thing is the same thing. It's just
Have
this.
you checked? Have you checked the submission folder, like the assignment folder where you were supposed to submit the paper? Because sometimes he sends it back with specific instructions directly on paper that you submitted.
He didn't give me anything for that. It was only these two in there for my feedback. It was only these two.
All right, hang on. Andy, I know you can do good work. Just have to get things turned in. Yeah, that's the important part right there, Mandy.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't wait to make sure that you can get a tutor meeting with me to make minor corrections.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of points that you lost, 6 days, that's lucky. Yeah, I can't believe how lucky these people. I think it's very important you understand the gravity.
Yeah.
It's cutting you a very, very big break.
Mm-hmm. Because the only points I'm missing was from the instructions, and then the last two parts was the number 2 and the number 3 for my instructions.
Let's have a look at the instructions. Let's have a look at it. Show me your instructions.
Yes, okay. This was my so-called one of the part 2s.
Is this where the instructions begin?
Begin was the first one here. First one was this one.
Student instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Assignment 1, role-playing scenarios with students. During the role-play with the teacher, students will be asked to come up to the teacher's desk. Okay, you see,
Yes.
just after reading the first bullet point right here, I
Mm-hmm.
can tell right away that you missed the mark. You know what I mean by that?
I didn't follow the directions.
If you look back at the instructions sheet
Yes.
for step 3,
Mm-hmm.
which is this, right? This is step 3.
Yeah.
Okay. John Armour specified that when you write up the instructions for the students to follow,
Mm-hmm.
you have to type the directions as though you're speaking directly to the students and not to the teacher. Now listen, I'm going to read the first bullet point out loud.
Mm-hmm.
So, during the role playing with the teacher, students will be asked to come up to the teacher's desk. Now imagine you're giving instructions to your students.
Mm-hmm.
Direct. That's how you would speak. Would you say during the role playing, why would you say students will be asked? Why would you say that? You're speaking. If you're speaking directly to your students, wouldn't you instead say something like, during the role playing with me, you come up to my desk? Because instead of saying teacher's desk, you can refer to yourself as me and my. And instead of saying students, say you, because you're speaking directly to the students.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
See, right now, the way you have the instructions
Mm-hmm.
printed out,
Yes.
this is what you call third person.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But don't speak third person, speak third person.
Okay.
That's what your instruction, real time, direct and there's right first person speaking.
Yes. Okay.
So, with that in mind,
Yes.
how can you change the wording so that it sounds like you're having a conversation? Like,
Mm.
Just the first bullet. Go ahead and put that in trail right now.
Okay.
Tell me when you're done. I'll shut that one.
No. Like this?
Yes. But let me explain to you why. It's okay to refer to teacher's desk as the teacher's desk instead of my desk.
Mm-hmm.
Reason why that's okay, because I want to type this whole thing out so that a different teacher or a test administrator can use it
Mm-hmm.
who are not using
Yes.
it. So you're keeping the identity of the teacher's desk vague and open,
Mm-hmm.
because you might not be able to administer this test,
Mm-hmm.
but somebody else might.
Okay.
But at the same time, at the beginning of the sentence, say first. So you're referring to the students who are taking the test directly in the first person. That's a good idea.
Okay.
So well done. This is exactly the type of language that you use.
Okay.
So remember, first person, not third person.
Yes. Okay.
That's what John Armour is looking for. You think you would be able to replicate that style of speaking in the other places?
Okay.
So for example, bullet point number 2 says, while at the teacher's desk, teacher will ask the student to introduce themselves. Ask the student to introduce themselves. Can you pinpoint the mistake there?
The student.
Exactly, because you're speaking in the third person again for this one. You want to keep it in the first person, as if you're addressing the students directly.
That's you.
You can even simplify this bullet point further. Because right now it says,
Yes.
while at the teacher's desk, teacher will ask you, introduce yourself. You could just say, introduce yourself to the teacher.
Introduce yourself.
And that would be a lot
Okay.
simpler and more direct. Because you've already established in the first bullet point that the student is going to be at the teacher's desk, correct? You don't have to repeat that detail. It's already there. Therefore, I believe it's a given that the student is at the teacher's desk at this point. So instead, we can do is just introduce the next detail, which is introduce yourself. Sure. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, have a look at the third bullet point. Read the third bullet point loud.
Okay. Students will be able to act out scenarios similar to the ones that they did in groups.
Now, given what we just talked about in the first bullet, if you identify the problem with the third bullet point, the style of language that you're using.
And with the word student.
Right.
That
How
they
should you
did.
reword?
Change it to you?
Yeah. What else? Go ahead and read it out loud one more time just to see what it sounds like.
Okay. You will be able to act out scenarios similar to the ones that you did in groups.
Do you know that you can simplify that even further? Want me to show you how?
Yeah, sure.
Right, so right now it says you will be able to act out scenarios. The ones that simplify it by saying you out scenarios similarly, so put an ly. Similarly to what you did. Okay, go ahead and read that out loud.
Okay. You will act out scenarios similar to what you did in group.
That's the sound.
Yeah. Okay.
See how I did that?
Yeah.
Condensed it, removed the unnecessary words,
Yes.
simplified it, and yet sentence doesn't use any meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Still successfully say what you intend to say
Mm-hmm.
in much fewer words.
Okay. Yes.
Let's check out the fourth one.
Students will be able to pretend to ask the teacher if they need help finding an item in the store.
Okay. At this point, I think you know what to do.
Okay. Goodbye. Wait.
Is that Mandy's brother?
Yeah, was one of them.
His brother. And alone.
Um. Um. Look at this. Yeah.
Read it out loud.
You will pretend to ask the teacher if they need help finding an item in the store.
You know you can simplify that even further.
Yeah.
So right now it says you will pretend to ask
Mm-hmm.
if they need help finding an item.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What if we're to say, ask the teacher, you know, finding an item in the store?
What, like this?
How about eliminating the words you will also?
Okay. Okay. Um,
Gonna capitalize the A because
okay.
it's the teacher that can help find an item in the store. Do you know you can simplify it even further than that?
Even more? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It depends on where you want to go. Let's give this a shot.
Okay.
Try eliminating words in the store. The reason I'm having you delete these words
Yes.
is because at this point in the project, those details are unnecessary.
Okay.
Because you've already established that it's going to take place in an imaginative store,
Mm-hmm.
an imaginary store. Okay. You don't you don't need to establish that.
Okay.
You know that you can simplify it even further.
Even more?
Yes.
Okay.
See how it says ask? Sure.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Let's try getting rid of the words teacher.
Okay.
Okay, read that out loud.
Ask if they need help finding an item.
So,
Yeah, okay.
at this point, you can use the word they instead of the teacher
Uh-huh.
because in a previous bullet point, you already specified that you're introducing yourself.
Oh, okay, yes.
You haven't specified any other different information that comes after that. So we can automatically assume that the student is still having a conversation with the teacher at this point, right?
Yes.
So instead of saying the teacher again,
Mm-hmm.
which would be repetitive, you can just use the pronoun they.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever's reading this will automatically apply that teacher, right?
Yes.
The only time that you need to introduce new information
Mm-hmm.
is if there's a new actor that comes into the situation.
Yes. Okay.
But then each subsequent bullet point, if that subsequent bullet point refers to that new actor,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to continuously refer to that new actor by name every single time.
Oh, okay. Yes.
You can refer to them as they or he or she,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
whatever's appropriate, okay?
Yes.
Good. All right, let's move on to the next bullet point here.
Okay.
Let me know what you got. Why don't you go ahead and read it out loud?
Okay. When the teacher is answering the questions given by the student in the scenario, a role play scenario will be is answering the questions given by the student in the role play scenario.
Okay. So go ahead and correct the structure of that sentence according to what we've been talking about.
Yes. Okay.
And then after you're done, I'm going to help you reduce it again so that it's condensed. Oh, you know what?
Yes.
Another thing I want to point out about this bullet point,
Yes.
it's an incomplete sentence.
Okay. Yes.
You're missing a clause.
Okay. Yes.
So listen to what it says. When the teacher is answering the questions given by you in the scenarios, something has to come either before that or after.
Okay. Um.
Because right now you're specifying an occurrence that's going to happen um, that is predicated upon something else happening, either predicated upon it or something else is going to occur predicated upon this.
Yeah, it's that the one that the bullet point after it.
Exactly. Because right now, the way you have it, it's in
Okay. Yes.
make another clause.
Okay. Mm. Oh. One, two. Um, hmm, um,
Or how about this?
yes.
Maybe you just presented the grammar in this bullet point correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this. Do you mean to say simply that the teacher is going to answer the questions that the students uh, give them? Like, is that all you're saying? Like the teacher is going to answer the students' questions?
Yeah, they're just answering the questions here.
Okay, so that's all that this bullet point has, right? That's all that it means, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what I was trying to.
You know,
Yes.
it looks like you can get away with deleting that entire bullet point.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Now, before you do, let me explain
Mm-hmm.
why so that you understand why I think you can get away with doing that. Because look what it says. This bullet point right here, even though the grammar is a bit confusing, you're saying that the teacher is going to answer the questions that the students ask, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
But then look at the next bullet point. The next bullet point says the students will take notes of the teacher's responses to their questions.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need that bullet point because the last bullet point covers it all.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
It talks about the notes that the students are going to take, and they're going to be taking notes on the teacher's responses to their questions. So you already include in that final bullet point that the teachers are going to be responding to the students' questions, correct?
Yes. Uh-huh. Yes.
Right. That's why I'm saying you can get away with deleting that second to the last bullet.
Okay. Yes.
Does that make
Yes.
sense?
So I would just delete.
Yeah, yeah, the whole thing.
Okay. Uh, it's the sentence.
And now let's focus on that last bullet point, just cleaning it up and making sure that the grammar is correct and consistent.
Okay. So. Um. Okay. I changed the word students to you.
Let's have a look. You will be taking notes of the teacher's response to the question. Okay. Let's see. Let's simplify it
Yes.
by deleting the first three words. So get rid of you will be.
Okay. The first three words.
Correct.
Delete. Okay. Yes.
Capitalize the T in taking,
T.
and then turn taking into take. So
Okay.
drop the ing, add an E at the
Okay.
end. Take notes of the teacher's response. Response, plural.
Oh.
Okay, now do me a favor.
Yes.
Read that final bullet point out loud.
Okay. Take notes of the teacher's responses to their questions. To the questions.
How does that sound?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Did you know that you can simplify it even further
Even more.
by deleting the last three words to
Oh.
their question?
Okay.
Read that out loud.
Okay. Take notes of the teacher's responses.
How does that sound?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
See how we did that?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
I want to look at the third bullet point.
The third
The
one.
one,
Uh,
the one that says you will act out scenarios similar to what you did in group.
Yes.
Let's try something. Delete the first two words.
Okay.
You will.
Okay. Okay.
Capitalize the A.
Yes.
Act.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, read that out loud.
Act out scenarios similar to what you did in groups.
How does that sound?
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Let's be a little more specific with the wording, okay?
Yes.
Because I'm assuming during these role plays that the students aren't going to act out multiple scenarios, but they're just going to act out one scenario, right?
Yeah. Like one scenario.
Okay, so then in that case, between the words out and scenarios,
Yes.
insert the article A,
Act out. Okay.
and then the word scenarios, make that singular. Turn similarly to similar.
Okay.
Read that out loud.
Act out a scenario similar to what you did in groups.
Does that sound?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Let's look at the first bullet point. First,
yes.
you need to come up to the teacher's desk. Looking at the three words, you need to. Let's get rid of those three words.
Okay.
Okay, read that out loud.
First, come up to the teacher's desk.
Does that sound?
Yeah. Okay.
See how simple and direct that is?
Yes.
Okay. Let me look at what else you have here. Okay, those are solid bullet points that you have right there.
Yeah.
That's exactly what John Arbor's looking for. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
All right. Let's move on to the next part. We got a few more minutes left.
Yes. Okay.
For an assessment too, right? Observing the students.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and read the first bullet point out loud.
The teacher will be observing the students during their role play activity during day 3 of the lesson plan.
Okay. Let's start off with what you know.
Yes. Okay.
And correct the language so that it sounds like you're speaking directly to them.
Okay.
Hey, Mandy's brother. Leave Mandy alone. She's very busy right now. Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, read it out loud to me.
The teacher will be observing you during your role play activity during day 3 of the lesson.
See if we can simplify it. Teacher will delete the word be in between will and observing.
Okay.
In the word observing,
Yes.
delete ing and add an e at the end. Teacher will observe you You see the words you, during,
Yes.
your, those 3 words?
Mm-hmm.
Delete all 3 of them. Type the word the. The teacher will observe the role play. Delete the word activity.
Okay.
During day 3, delete the word during.
Okay.
Type the word in. In day 3 of the lesson plan, delete the word plan at the end. Okay, read that out loud.
The teacher will observe the role play in day 3 of the lesson.
Does that sound good?
Okay. Yeah.
That good?
Yeah.
All right, hey, Mandy, listen.
Yes.
It's 4:51. I got to get ready for my 5 o'clock appointment.
Okay.
When is step 4 of the term paper project due?
I still could do this coming Sunday, the 12th?
Sunday, right?
Yes, the 12th.
Sunday, right?
Yes, yes.
No later than 11:59 p.m., right?
Yes.
Are you going to turn it in on time?
Yeah, when I get everything fixed and stuff and start that part, yes.
Listen to me. Listen to me very, very carefully. Even if you're not 100% done with everything,
Mm-hmm.
getting everything corrected that you think should be corrected,
Yes.
you need to get it in on time.
Yes.
That
Yes.
should be your first priority.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because don't forget, you're going to get a 10% deduction per day that you're late.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you know, any minor errors or anything like that you want to go back into it if all of that still needs to be done by the time you're turning it in, because it's not worth it.
Okay, yes.
If you're late by even a day, at 10%, that's a lot of points.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You
Okay.
gotta waive the 2.
Yes.
They gotta decide which one's more valuable.
Okay, yes, yes.
Get it?
Yes.
We'll see you next time.
Okay, thank you. Bye.